Good morning, grade 5, and welcome back. I hope everybody is ready to start their day, and I hope you're ready for the lesson. So, let's get started. Okay, before we start the lesson, I would like you to take about 10 seconds, look at the pictures of the planets. Here we have all of the beautiful planets. I want you to look at it from Mercury and read it down until Pluto. Try to memorize as much as you can and in the correct order, right? So have a look. See how many of these planets you can remember, right? So I'll give you 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, time's up. Moving on to the next slide. Now, I want you to see how many planets can you remember. Count on your fingers. How many can you remember? Remember there were 9. And see if you can remember it in the correct order. Right? Okay, so remember yesterday in our lesson we spoke about memory, right? And how strong the brain can become if you keep exercising it because it is a muscle, right? So, we also spoke about memory aids, which is strategies you can use to remember stuff when you're studying or trying to remember lists. Like in today's lesson, I asked you to remember the list of planets from Mercury in the correct order until Pluto, which is the last planet, right? Okay, so the first planet is Mercury, so I took the M, right? Then we have Venus, sorry. Then I took the V. Then we have Earth, so I took the E. Then we have M for Mars. And then we have J for Jupiter, S for Sun, U for Uranus, N for Neptune, and P for Pluto. The S, is also for Saturn, right? So I took the first letters of all of these planets in the order that it goes, right? So I have M, V, E, M, J, S, U, N, P, right? So now you take these letters and you create some silly sentence to remember it. So my sentences I have is, my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas. So you can see they are highlighted each letter, which is the first letter of all the planets, right? So my sentence, my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas. So that's one of my silly sentences I made. Another one is, my very easy method just speeds up naming planets. So that's a very nice one to use. I'll read it again. My very easy method just speeds up naming planets. So that's an easy way for you to remember the order of the planets, right? And just by using the first letter of each planet, right? So see how many silly sentences you can create using these letters and which one you will use to remember the planets. Okay, grade 5, can you please open up your English textbooks on page 58? Today we did a listen and speak. So I spoke and you had to listen, right? So number 1 says, listen to the instructions that your teacher will read to you about how to memorize something. So in the previous slides, I gave you some techniques and methods, right? So there are many other ways you can memorize lists, right? Including using techniques I gave you yesterday, which was rhyming, where you can use songs or you can make up lyrics to remember things, right? So After the slide, I will give you another technique. So, question 2 says, after you have listened to the information, draw a picture of the sun and all 9 planets. Place the planets in the right order. So, remember, the second slide, I gave you pictures of the order of the planets. So, we know the first one is Mercury and it goes all the way down to Pluto. So, go back to the second slide and you can see the order it has to go into, right? A, you need to label each planet. B, on your drawing, show roughly which planets are big and which are small. And then C, you can also include any other information you learned about planets, right? And then question number 3, we'll just ignore that because we would have done this in class, and you can actually answer that as well with your parents if you would like, or your siblings if you have at home. So another technique that you can use to remember is almost like a trick, right? So you're using your imagination, right? And if anybody remembers in yesterday's lesson, who can remember what side of the brain is imagination on? Think for a second. If you got the right side, then your answer is correct, right? So our imagination is on the right side of our brain. So yeah, I have a story for you. It's also a way to remember the planets. You can have a read through that. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. You will get bored of my voice. So it's basically a trick. So you can have imagine that it's a movie that's playing in your head, and as you read it, you can picture the sentences, right? So it's almost like a movie that's playing in your head, and that's how you remember the planets and the order. Okay, so read through that if you would like, and see if you can remember the order of the planets when you're done reading the story. Okay, so for homework, you know the drill. Write the heading, date, page number, and draw a line. Today's heading will be listen and speak. You need to complete the activity on page 58. Only do question 2, A to C, right? This must be completed in your workbook. So I want to see beautiful drawings of planets, colors. I want to see clear labeling of which planet is which planet is big, which planet is small. I want to see that in your workbooks, and I will mark that when we get back to school. So please, creative. Whoever has the most creative picture, they will get a prize from me. So let that be a motivation for you when we get back to school. Whoever's planet drawings is the most creative and fun and colorful, they will get a prize from me, right? So that's it for today's lesson. Enjoy your homework, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.